What's going on, guys? It's Dylan, and I'm back again with another weekly comic book pickups rant. Now, if you're new to my channel, this is basically what I picked up at my local comic book shop, and basically 99% of these pickups are on my pull list. Right off top, I want to start off with my pick of the week. It would be an easy one for me. And it would have been Undiscovered Country, but I already put a review out on that, and I usually try to do a little something like not the obvious for my pick of the week, something that kind of blew me back, and I didn't expect it to, because I actually had the other book on my poll. I ended up adding this book to my poll like a week or two ago, like last minute, and I ended up liking this book better. That's how it always ends up going for me. But let's start it off with my pick of the week, XForce. Now, if you're reading any of these X-Men books, I highly recommend this one. This one has a big storyline. Major spoilers, I don't want to talk about them, and just read this. If you are reading the X-Men book and you're like, oh, I'm not sure which ones to pick up, I'd say you could pass on New Mutants probably, but I'd recommend that as well, honestly. But this one, this is the must-have. This is the must-have. You need to be reading this, I think, if you're gonna be reading like Dawn of X. Maybe what I read in this, maybe it's not gonna be as big, because I was thinking it might not be, but it's looking like from the solicits to the later issues that it's so hard to talk about. I'm gonna have a review in a bit for this and New Mutants, but I highly recommend this. Highly recommend. You won't be disappointed, I don't think, if you read this issue. And if you don't like it, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it's only $5, but I would recommend this over New Mutants if you are having a tough time on picking which one you should choose. Next, like I said, New Mutants. This was a great issue. I don't know really anything about the New Mutants either, so I could have been completely in the dark in this whole issue, but I know Wolfsbane and stuff, I know magic, but I've never read a New Mutants book, so this was completely new to me. I still enjoyed it though. It seems kind of like a Cosmic Runaways team or something in a way, but obviously New Mutants was way before Runaways. But yeah, I enjoyed this. I think that this was trying to think. I'd say that Marauders was the best issue. X-Force is like right up there with Marauders. Then maybe this might have been the next best, because Dawn of X, I enjoyed Dawn of X. I'm probably one of the few that did like it and did enjoy the pacing on it, but it was one of the weaker Hickman issues. But next, always one of my favorites, ImmortalHulk, issue 26. We're back to a regular type issue. A lot of people seemed confused with the last issue, as I was too. That was an interesting issue, but really good and really groundbreaking in my opinion, and it's one that's worth the read a couple times. But this issue, back to the kind of type of issues that we've been used to. But Al Ewing, man, he's building something big, man, and I can't wait. And there's an intro to a new villain in this. He might not be new, I don't, but I think what did they call him? The Matador, I think, or something. But he was fire, man. I doubt he's new, because you know what I'm saying. There's just there's so many characters. Minotaur. Oh my God, I can't wait for the next issue. That's gonna be fire. And you also find out who Bruce Banner and ImmortalHulk, who they've teamed up with, because there's a big surprise in this issue, I think, and I quite enjoyed it. I have been enjoying this series from the get-go. Every issue, there has not been one miss on that series. Every single issue is fire. Next, Amazing Spider-Man, issue 33. It's really hard for me to say it, but this issue was not as great for me. It did not have that much Miguel 20 Spider-Man 2099. It didn't. It only really had him in the first couple pages, but I mean, it is Amazing Spider-Man. But Nick Spencer, man, I've enjoyed his run. His run was probably my favorite out of the all the Spider-Man runs for a while. But Tom Taylor, man, has been just putting out some fantastic work. That this has been becoming kind of slow for me, and I'm still pumped for 2099 Alpha and all that stuff. But you know what I mean. I know a lot of people were having troubles with the Hunted story arc, but I didn't mind that. Those like point HU issues were a little bit much, but I'm hoping that this picks up a bit more. But we'll see. With 2099 Alpha coming out, I think that's gonna really start picking things up. So we'll see where it goes with that. Next we got Ghost Rider issue 2. The Ghost Rider versus Ghost Rider. Basically, it is what it says it is. Johnny Blaze, King of Hell, is fighting Danny Ketch, and no spoilers, but there's something big that goes down in this issue. And if you're any type of Danny Ketch Ghost Rider fan, I highly recommend it. Art is fantastic. Aaron Cooter, man, he's doing his due diligence on this work. Johnny Blaze just looks awesome in this. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And that's the one I highly recommend. I think they're doing Ghost Rider pretty damn good, and I'm excited for issue 3. Next we got Miles Morales Spider-Man issue 12. Almost thought it was issue 11, was about to say, but this leaving right where issue 11 left off, and Prowler is he has to handle business for the favor he asked, so that he could help Miles out, and now he owes, and Miles he's gonna complicate that situation a bit for Prowler, and yeah, you know what, this last issue was a bit slow for me. I think this one picked up big time, and I'm excited to see where the next issue goes, and this one will definitely be on my pull for a bit longer, because I enjoyed that one. I'd say honestly Amazing Spider-Man is the one that fell short compared over the Spider-Man books this week. As you know, I have been picking this up, but have not been reading it. I read only like the first 4 or 5 issues. I need to catch up and go back. I just felt like I was always too tired when I read these issues, and this is a lot more slow-paced Daredevil issue. But I hear so many good things that I couldn't stop picking it up, because I knew I love Daredevil, so I wanted to get into it eventually, and I didn't want to be missing out on it. But yeah, that's one. I know probably people are like, "What? You're not reading that?" Especially when I'm reading Invaders by Zdarsky, but that one's been falling short the last couple issues. So we'll see. I mean, Zdarsky is a fantastic writer, but he has his ups and downs, I think, from some issues, but he does some great things. Now, as you know, was already talking about this in the beginning. Next, we got Undiscovered Country issue 1. Already sold out by Diamond. Heard it's going back to press today by Scott Snyder. So if you weren't able to pick this up, I doubt they're gonna release more first printings, but pick up a second printing or whatever. But I highly recommend, if you're any type of, I'd say this has elements of Jurassic Park, Mad Max, and there's one more I was thinking, but I totally slipped my mind. But if you like Mad Max, this is your story. I think that this is a fantastic story, and it's just something new. It's a new independent title, a whole new world in a way. Even though it is kind of a future world, these are those types of stories that are always really interesting to me. I just always get into these, and I'm super excited to see where issue 2 goes. My only regret is that I didn't get that Jock variant cover ordered sooner, because who knows if my comic shop is going to be able to get that in. But yeah, highly recommend. If you didn't pick this up, try to find it. check your local comic shop and see if you can snag a copy, because it is well worth it. Already been optioned for a movie, so that's another incentive to get it, because it, you know what I'm saying, even though it's got a high print run, it's gonna be optioned. You know, this is your chance to read it before it's made into, before you see it on the big screen. Next, thankfully my shop had one left because he forgot to put in my stack. Dead Eyes issue 2. This was a great issue. At first I was like, okay, I'm gonna just snag this for the cover, even though I really enjoyed issue 1. This was like almost like it gave me vibes of like The Town. I love mob heist I love mob movies. I love heist movies, like bank robbery, like Heat, The Town, etc. All those great movies. I just get into them so much, and this is giving me those vibes like to the fullest, man. When I'm reading this, I was just getting like Town vibes as they're like being chased. So yeah, spoiler alert, there's a heist that goes down in this, but man, this story is not what you expect it to be, in my opinion, and for that, it's so good. I love it, man, and I'm excited. I'm really glad that this came back, because I never picked it up when it was the other name. I can't remember what it was called, but yeah, this is a fantastic issue. If you have any love for like mob stories or heist, like I said, like The Town or Heat, this is the one for you. Next, we got Spawn 302 Hell Hunt Part 1. We got back to $2.99 issues, baby. No more of that $6, $7, $8 book. But I love this cover, the huge gun. It's you know, continuing on where 301 left off, but it also is starting to you know, kind of, you know, starting its new arc in a way. But yeah, man, if you've been reading Spawn, you know it, and you either love it or you hate it, and I love it. I always have. He's got Jason Sean Alexander back on the artwork, but I think he's doing like they're working on it together. So you know, it's fun to see. There's 2 stories in here actually. One about She-Spawn. Now, next we got another great indie title. Actually, really great week in indies. Yeah, I probably had a lot more indie books this week than usual. I usually have like a couple, and mainly it's, you know, DC and Marvel. But like I said, I've been trying to, you know, get more into indies. But we got Space Bandits issue 5, and that's issue 5 of 5. So this wraps everything up. We even got a overpriced issue. But you know, it's $1 or $2 extra, but it is it's a thicker book, it's a thick issue, and it wraps up the story quite nicely. It's rare, I feel like, sometimes for these like small series, like the 6-issue, 5-issue series, to wrap up like perfectly. Sometimes, you know, it feels a bit rushed sometimes when these series wrap up, but man, like, if I can see any like book as a movie in Undiscovered Country, that's one I select. Sometimes you just read a book and you're like, man, I can see this on the big screen or on, you know, the small screen on your TV at home. And you know, with this being a Millar universe, hopefully this ends up on Netflix, because I really loved how this ended. It oh man, it's gonna kill me. It obviously has those vibes of Thelma and Louise, I want to say. You know, the 2 girls that are like bandits, and you know, when they come together and they're just, you know, badass chicks. And man, I love this series. It was fantastic. I highly recommend this series. It wrapped up perfect. And if you're just one of those people that want to read something that, you know, one day might get turned into a big screen movie or a TV show, I think this is the one, because this really it really just jived so well with me, and I really just can see it you know, ending up to turn out into a movie. Honestly, maybe a TV show, more like a TV show, I'm sure. But man, the characters, I just really, you know, after 5 issues, I really cared about these 2 girls, and I really didn't want them to get screwed in the end. Man, there's just a fun dynamic between all these 3 characters, and I just really loved it. I really had a fun time with that series. Next we got, as always picking up the dollar comics, Flashpoint. Marvel, I don't think, had any dollar true believers this week. Next, as you know, if you're picking up Justice League or City of Bane, they had these beautiful acetate covers come out, and I was like, what the heck is acetate? And man, these are really cool. You know, the City of Bane one is a little bit better, so you kind of get a double cover, so which is pretty cool. And Legion of Doom, Year of the Villain. Well, obviously this is the Justice League, but it's the Legion of Doom's issue. And hey, we finally, I think this is one of the first Legion of Doom issues that Scott Snyder just wrote. Usually Tinian is the one that's always writing these. Well, okay, as always, they're collabing together on it, but I've seen Tinian just full out take the reins of the Legion of Doom issues, where it just shows Tinian. I could be completely wrong, but I swear Tinian usually writes those solely. But next we got City of Bane issue 82. Well, if I didn't really speak about this, if you're not picking it up, I don't know what you're doing, but we're getting to the end anyway, so if you're not picking it up, you're not picking it up. And if you're loving it, you know how good it is. It has had its ups and downs with me, but I think it's wrapping up quite nicely. But next we got City of Bane issue 82. Finally, you know, we're getting a little bit more going on. Another one of those beautiful acetate covers. I love, you know, Thomas Wayne. And you know, this thing has been called City of Bane. There is some big things that go on in this book that I almost forgot about, because I read these books last night, finished my last couple books this morning. But yeah, you guys see what I'm saying though with this one? You know, they kind of cheaped out on the City of Bane. They that's all they throw. So then this is the cover, you know. But I was like, okay, at least they, you know, they're doing the Batman Damn, so at least it's double-sided. I was like, did they just throw a clear background? But they didn't. This issue was definitely the best issue out of like the last 4 issues. But man, I would say that, dude, Catwoman is the dog in this. I love Catwoman in this. This is like the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman in my opinion. I absolutely think Catwoman is the star of this series. She was just whooping Bane's ass, but you know, it's starting to interest me. By the end of this issue, I was like, whoa. This issue ends kind of like with that shock that the Alfred one, that's a spoiler alert, you know, the neck snap, you're like, yeah, but it's gonna be interesting to see where this one goes. But that cover, man, you know, Thomas Wayne puppeteering Bane, yeah, it was a good issue though. I enjoyed that issue. Next we got Basket Full of Heads, Hill House Comics. Already reviewed this, but my shop got my variant cover in, so thought that cardstock cover was beautiful. So yeah, not much to say on that one. I already spoke about it last week, but yeah, I thought that cover was just so beautiful I had to order it. Next we got Wonder Comics, Wonder Twins issue 9. This wow, this was a really fun issue, as this whole series has been so much fun. I highly recommend this if you're any type of Wonder Twins fan. Even if you're not, I wasn't a Wonder Twins fan, and you know, I got big into all these Wonder comics. Dahlia's for Hero, I fell off after 6, but Wonder Twins has probably been my favorite out of the Wonder comics, and it's gotten me to be a big Wonder Twins fan. Yeah, I highly recommend it. It is really fun, and the artwork is always really great. Next though, last but not least, Young Justice issue 10. spoiler alert, if you were expecting to get some big Naomi surprise or issue, this isn't the one. Look out for that on the next one. But you still get Naomi in this, but it is not what you expect. And but we'll get that next issue. I know it. I know next issue is going to be the big Naomi Young Justice mixed issue. This one though, it's finally, you know, this one is kind of finally wrapping up what's been going on in the last 9 issues about them, you know, being kind of lost in the multiverse and them trying to get back home. I had fun with this issue. The artwork is great as always. This was definitely the better issue. Issue 9 was good, but 8 was really slow. I remember 9 was okay, I think, but 10, this one really picked up, I think. We get some Ginny Hex type origins, not really origin, but kind of flashbacks of Ginny Hex, and I really enjoyed it, and I look forward to see what's gonna go on in the future for Young Justice. But hey guys, that's my weekly pickups. Let me know what you guys picked up at your comic book shop this week, and let me know if you enjoyed some of these titles as well as I did, or if there's some books that maybe you didn't pick up that I did, or if there's something that you picked up that I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I'm always looking out for new books, and I'm always you know, trying to find that next new book that I'm gonna get into. So I'm always on the lookout for recommendations. But hey, if you guys hit that like button on your way out, hit the subscribe, be on the lookout for daily content dropping soon. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.